lacking in that. Like, and it's not even like I'm just like trying to like, but I could just tell because you could tell his demeanor as when he reacts with me. And it's just like simple thing. I think that women have to really get in touch with their feminine divinity, like energy, you know what I'm saying? And really understand what it means to be a woman. Sometimes, and I deal with it too, we can be overly masculine, And so, and I know where it comes from. I know where it comes from because I've had to take up shit and do shit by myself. I ain't had that person to help me out. But we have to, when you have a real king in your presence, you really got to let him be that figure and sometimes play it back, and y'all can exchange power, you know what I'm saying? But back to the question. What was the question again?
Do you feel like we as black women that do we protect and defend our black men enough? Because like I said, that's always a big issue, or I feel like it's more of a talked about issue that the black man doesn't protect the black queen enough. But I feel like like I said, it goes both ways. So yeah, do we do our job in that?
I think we do. But I think you have, back to like how you was talking about how we kind of speak and, treat black men. I think there's a lot of hurt there. There's a lot of hurt. And I've had conversations with a lot of different black men. And I felt ways about black men. Like, I've been hurt by black men, but I still choose to love a black man. Right. You know what I'm saying? I think that, we just got to be better communicators with ourselves, with each other, and really dive deep and talk about the shit that we really need to talk about. I feel like black women do protect black men. I feel like we be on the motherfucking front line, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm with the shit. So I be telling people, it's funny, like I wrote this post. And I just was saying, like, black people kind of get on my nerves because it's like, we got all the gangs in the world.
Right.
We be ready to kill each other. But y'all can't take a motherfucker down that's really the op. You feel me? Like, you got police officers out here killing us.
Right.
Like, you got white motherfuckers out here killing us, but y'all can't go handle business. Like, come on, take one for the team. Like, protect your communities. Like, to me, that's what...
It's Black Lives Matter when the cop kill us, but when we kill us, where's that at?
Exactly. And so, I want to see more men stepping up in that way. But, like I said, I feel like black women do protect black men. Some black women have their different angles, their attitude and stuff like that. But we give that because we really, really care. But once you start to break down those walls with a black woman, you really see that she just really wants the best for you. You know what I'm saying? But I do think we need to get better in how we do communicate to them and things of that nature.
It's exactly what you said. It reminds me of my parents, because my parents are no longer together, but now that they're not together, my mom would be like, "You always thought I was nagging you, Carrie." And he's like, "I know, you just wanted the best for me." But it's that's what she did, though. Yeah. That's what we do. Now, with that being said, do you feel like we coddle our black men too much? Because we do. I can sing about this because I can give you an example right there. Okay, yes, and
hell yes, and it's a motherfucking problem because
go ahead, sis.
Because you teach women since they're young to be wives, but you're not teaching these men. These boys to become men and then become husbands. So, but you coddle them. Oh, baby, whatever you need. Oh, but you need to get it together. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you need to be better as a woman. Like, you gotta like give him what he needs. Right. But you over here coddling him. You never really given him real life facts. So when he goes out into the world, he think that a woman is supposed to give him everything that he desires and da-da-da. But what are you giving me?
Right.
And it's so funny because I was having a conversation with a grown ass man, and it's funny because I felt like, okay, well, if I go older, maybe they better. They all got issues. They all fucked up. They all fucked up. And so he like 35. And so I'm having a conversation with him about, well, what do you want in a woman? I want her to be financially stable. I want her to do this. And I want her to, she got to have nice feet. Got to So what do you offer?
Right.
Oh, reassurance. Stability. Huh? What? You gonna help me pay these bills? Like, what are you doing? And like, it's just, I just feel like it's bad. Like, and it's funny because even with like, I give you a real life example, like my grandmother, my uncle just had to move back in because he has like a brain tumor and some stuff going on. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't really fuck with him, but because he did some shit. But how she attends to him, even with his bullshit. But I've done the littlest things, and I've been almost kicked out forever. You know what I'm saying? And it plays with me because it's like, this is a grown ass man. He's like 50 something years old, and you're still coddling him. And I think that's why we don't have the man that we need. Like, I'm talking about solid ass man. Right. Because it's crazy, because I felt like back when I was younger, like I'm only 25, but I felt like when I was younger, I seen stronger black men in the community actually taking care of their families, doing things. But it's like my generation, that ain't the vibe. We popping bottles, we turning up, like, let me see if I can get this hoe from over there. It's just it's a ridiculous vibe. And so it's like, when you don't have the structure of the black family anymore, and it's steady being compromised, you can't continue to keep the fight alive. You can't continue to have a strong, resilient black community. You know what I'm saying? And that is what the problem is. Like, that's why I commend, even though I do not agree with Nation of Islam, is that they were profound in the black movement back in the day. They built communities. They built all type of different things and systems that actually helped the advancement of black people. We got to get back to togetherness and realizing, like, it's not every man for themselves. We got to come together to overtake this, because this system is going to continue to devalue us, kill us. So what we gonna do about it? We gonna complain about it, get mad, march about it? Right. Okay, we got to do something else. Like, I ain't gonna lie, when they start burning shit down, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Burn they motherfucking shit down.
Right? Yeah. No, I feel you. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a little break. Okay. We're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back.
Right black.
Yeah.
I think that as people, we don't take the time to identify the broken pieces within ourselves, right? And when I mean the broken pieces, I mean the attachment issues that we have with ourselves, and that we, love seems beautiful, right? And love is beautiful. But if one doesn't deal with the attachment of failures, hurts, pains, and then we seek for lovers and we get bare minimums, that attachment will keep you going back and fighting or fighting for a man who doesn't want you, a man that doesn't see your value, or a fucking woman that doesn't see your value. It'll keep you fighting for that attention because there's a broken part in you. And that same attachment will keep.
All right. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Now, you got to go ahead and tell us about that, girl. You got to tell us about that. What's going on with that? Because that was amazing. I love that. That I was in an excerpt off the EP, Love Files. Yes. Go ahead and tell us about that, sis.
So, literally, I just came up with that one night. So, I was in deep thought, per usual. And I just was like, you know what? Let me just press record. And so, I just started talking.
Speaking facts. For sure.
Because I think that it's crazy. I went through, being honest, a situation where, and it always be your same sign that just have you fucked up.
I can't date no Aries.
Look, I can't date, man, the male Leos. Woo, Jesus. And so, basically, I was just real cool with this person. And I pride myself on growing and healing. And so I thought that I had came to a point where I'm wise enough and I'm smart. And I feel like I loved myself beyond, and then, some people that I was real cool with pointed some facts out to me. It was like, well, you're kind of allowing the bare minimum, but he still wants you in a certain capacity, and you're giving him what he wants, but he won't give you what you want. And so I was like, no, but I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm mature. I got this. I put the boundaries up, and we gonna be okay. Right. But no, I still have feelings for him, and I realized that situation wasn't fair, and so that really got me going to really create that, because I think that sometimes we think that healing or becoming or your self-love journey just stops at a certain point and you're good. No, it's a ever-flowing, ever-evolving situation. And sometimes you got to kind of just step back. And so I just said on there, I was like, I don't want love. I don't want to be in love at this point. I want to love me like a religion, so much so that it overflows. And so the person that comes into my life understands how valuable I am, that he has to love me a lot more harder, a lot more sweeter, a lot more longer. And that just resonated with me because, I want someone that's going to love me right. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just where that came from. I was just in my little feelings or whatever.
Hey, that's when sometimes you get the best stuff coming out, you being in feelings like that. Yeah, so let's get back into it now. Before we were talking about, black women coddling the black men, and I love what we were talking about, but I want to ask, like, because especially that does happen, but especially within moms and their black sons, it's more so like they'll have daughter and they'll have a son, but when it comes to their son, it's like, why do you think that is? Like, why do you think the moms are? Again, like, I do think we as women, like, in a relationship with a man, we do coddle our men sometimes, but it goes back to what you were saying with how they're setting up their sons to be these not so great husbands for.
Yeah. And the women, we are nurtured, since birth. Oh, this is what a man wants. Society. Oh, this is the type of woman you need to be. This is the type, but for men, it's like, oh, fuck as many bitches as you can, as soon as you can, so we can see what are you really a man. I think that it has a multitude of things where it comes from, because what I noticed, and I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but I'm part Nigerian, and so Yoruba to be exact. So with African men, they are made to be husbands.
I was gonna say, I don't feel like that happens so much.
They are made to be husbands. Like, you're not in African culture, you're not a man until you can have a successful marriage.
Right.
And that is wealth, and live a lavish lifestyle. Like, that is what it means to be a man in African culture. I think that in African American culture, it's been lost. It's been lost. And I think that that's why it's important to reconnect back to the roots, to know what those core values is. And I think a lot of men don't know what it means to be a man, and that's not no dig. It's just the manhood has been so distorted. There's been so many different things that has occurred, whether throughout slavery, that's really broken the spirit of a black man. And so what I see in the black woman is fear, but the strength to continue on throughout the fear. And sometimes that fear shows up in different ways. But what I see in the Black man is there's fear, and there's an overwhelming amount of fear. And so because of that overwhelming amount they can't even produce their most authentic, highest king self. You know, so it's like the woman, because we are the